today, this Thursday. So we got a few things we're going to talk about. There's a lot of baby news. Keep it away from me. But there's a lot of baby news. So we're going to find out who had their baby shower this weekend, who's expecting a baby, and who's trying to have a baby, and whose babies turn. Look, now this is the one for me. Whose babies turn 14? We're going to find out. We got a lot of kitty news coming up. So make sure you work out the daycare paperwork, right? We're also going to jump into a protective order, right? An order of protection that has been challenged several times over. This one celebrity is being stalked and harassed. They've arrested the same person 12 times at this point. And that's with the order of protection. So I can't wait to talk to you guys about that. And last week, I talked to you guys about Sammy's mother who went on a rampage in Florida and was shooting at some cars. Well, we have another celebrity, but this time their daughter actually was arrested for shooting at some cars. So we're going to dive in and we're going to talk about all of that. We're going to revisit that T.I. Tiny lawsuit that I have been telling you guys was going on about the OMG girls and the dolls, the LOL surprise dolls that looked alike. We're going to jump into all of that. Hey, Kaylee, my K Bear. Last time I was talking to you guys about the LOL surprise dolls, and I mentioned my little cousin, Kaylee. I had her send her some LOL surprise, and she was like, I heard you on the radio, Mia. So that was so sweet. Hey, K Bear, if you're listening to that, you should be in school. But if you're not, hey, K Bear. But we got a lot coming up, some things, some wacky news that's been happening in the world of reality TV. And we even have one reality star that's missing. And the family wants you guys' help to help find them and bring them home. So sit back, stay locked and loaded, keep it here on reality, living in reality with me, Mia C on 101 TKO Radio. Stay tuned. I don't care. This is your girl Mia C, and we are living in reality up here at 101 TKO Radio. Make sure you're checking out our Facebook page. We're on there so you can see me live. So not only do you get to listen, you get to watch. Hey, shout out to everybody watching over on 101 TKO Radio, that Facebook page. We're here. And thank you for clicking and tuning in on www.101tkoradio.com, where it's me and a lot of your other favorite personalities come to give you the update, the news, the gossips, and everything that's going on. And I am Mia C, where I talk to you about all things reality. I am your reality TV expert. So if you have any questions or you just want to talk about reality TV and how you've been living in reality, give me a call up here at 678-439-7419. So, as I told you guys, there's a lot of baby news going on. So, I'm just going to jump in and start telling you a little bit about some of the babies that's being born, was born, had been born, and celebrated Born Day. So, Tiffany Whitlow, we know Tiffany from. So, let me give you a basis. Because I did have someone say, hey, Mia, you didn't tell us about this and this, and you didn't tell me about this and this, and you didn't tell me about that. I talk about reality. Why? Because I live in reality. So, unfortunately, if it's not reality based, I don't really cover it. So, the way I kind of give you the information, the gossip, the behind the scenes, is I'm going to tell you what it's about. I usually tell you where we know them from, where I relate them to reality TV from, or how they're relatable to reality television, or how they relate to myself and my own reality. And then I kind of give you a backstory of what's going on and what happened and how we got there. You got me? You got me? So if I don't tell you about Beyonce, as crazy as it sounds, Beyonce hasn't had a reality show and hasn't been a guest appearance on it. So if you know what it is, we'll learn about it here, right? All things reality. So Tiffany Whitlow, Love and Marriage Huntsville. Tiffany and Lewis announced that they were pregnant and that they were expecting their first child together. And we found this out. They did a reveal on Love and Marriage Huntsville on the reunion. So on the last episode of the reunion part three, they came out. They showed that they were pregnant and that they were expecting. So this weekend, Tiffany had her baby shower, and it was there in Huntsville. It was really nice looking at the pictures and everything. Funny is, I do have an invitation. Ha ha ha. But no, I didn't make the trip up to Huntsville. But Kendra Scott Jewelry Store was the host. So it was hosted there. It was tons of refreshments that was provided. Everything was catered. Tiffany looked gorgeous. She was absolutely beautiful. How they say glowing. So her and Lewis, this is their first child together. They both have a son from previous relationships. So they were a blended family of four. And now they're going to be a blended family of five. And so they're super excited and they're waiting on that due date is March 24th. So congratulations, Tiffany, and we can't wait to March 24th. Now this one shocked me. This one came out of nowhere. Guess who's having a baby? Guess who just had a baby, got a baby, however we're going to phrase it. But Miss Paris Hilton. Now we know Paris Hilton. I might be showing my age on this one. She dates back to the Simple Life, her and Nicole Richie. So, if, for those of you guys who remember Paris and Nicole, they had a few reality shows together where Paris was, that's hot, that's hot, that's hot. She even tried to trademark that, that's hot, because she said it so much. And back then, what's funny is Paris was Kim K status for back then, right? And so Paris was the one everybody wanted. They went on their shows. She was golden. She was the platinum. But now Kim K, of course, is the platinum. But Paris Hilton still holds her own as an heir to the Hilton dynasty. That in itself marvels anything I've seen. Like, she's the heir to the Hilton. When was the last time you did not stay at a Hilton property? Like, think of it that way. When did you not stay at a Hilton property? But Paris and Nicole Richie used to have a simple life, and she used to do her whole that's hot and all that. So she just welcomed a baby boy via surrogate at the age of 41. Yeah, so she did that via surrogate. So if you're wondering, like, we just saw Paris at the award show. She wasn't pregnant. No, she wasn't. But she did do a surrogate and welcome in baby boy. We're waiting to learn what the name. I think that's the new trend, not to name the child. we're finding out everybody's name like a week or two later. They're allowing the baby to express themselves before they give a name that fits. If you remember, Kylie jumped out the window and named their child Wolf. Yeah, the baby was named Wolf at first, and then they stopped and was like, no, this child is not a wolf. Their name does not become him. So, so, so they waited 2 weeks and they decided the baby's name was Air, as in billionaire. So the baby is just Air, Aire, and Air is much more becoming of our child than Wolf. I think so too. I'll pick an Air over a Wolf any day. But so congratulations goes out to Paris Hilton. Yes, Paris. Yes to the yes to the yes. And more baby news is Mike the Situation. Remember Mike the Situation from the Jersey Shore? Well, we can't forget him because he seems to find a way to stay on television. Good job, Mike. But Mike the Situation just had his baby, and thank you, Mike. He named the baby after me, Mia. Oh. Auntie Mia says, "Hey Mia," but Mia Bella was born last week as well. It's no word yet if Mia's gonna make any debuts on this show. I don't think so. It's probably inappropriate for the child. So speaking of the Jersey Show, how about this? The Jersey Shore Family Vacation is coming back. It premieres tonight. The Jersey Shore Family Vacation. So if you was ever somebody who was really big into the Jersey Shore, it comes back on tonight. And it's gonna get the entire cast back together. And the premise of the show is the cast all gets together, they go on vacation, and they're gonna go kind of cross country through the US, right? And so it pretty much just put them in situations to be together, to hang out. It was such a success with them being at the shore, I guess. They figure out, like, oh, I know what to do. Let's send them to New Orleans. Let's see how see how all of them act in New Orleans together. So the cast is gonna go to New Orleans, North Carolina. They're going to go to wine country in California. And then it'll end with them in Hollywood where they'll watch Benny on Dancing with the Stars. So because this was already pre-taped, Benny did Dancing with the Stars for season 31, which was the last year of Dancing with the Stars. So for that to happen, this had been pre-taped then sometime early 22. And it's going to show them traveling through their whole interaction in these different towns, the interactions they have with different people. Of course, they're going to be drinking. I don't know how that drinking is going to work out because most of them have been in rehab at this point. But they still put them in those type of positions, situations. So we'll see how they go. Mike, the situation itself, he's been to rehab and into jail. We remember he faced some jail time dealing with tax evasion as well. I actually have a friend I was talking to about coming up and talking to us a little bit about tax evasions because it happens so much to these reality stars that I just really wanted her to come up and talk about her tax practice and about tax evasion. But the Jersey Shore family vacation is going to bring back the cast. You're going to have Angelina, Dina, you're going to get Jenny. We know Jenny, J Wow. And we're going to get Mike the Situation. You're going to get Paulie D, Benny, and of course, Snooky will be back. So while they're getting back to the shore, you guys get back to me as I get back to the music. This is Mia C. We're living in reality on 101 TKO Radio. Today, we are here living in reality on 101 TKO Radio. Go over to the Facebook page. 101 TKO Radio is on Facebook. You can watch me live or you can listen to me here. Either way, I thank you for being here. Give me a call and talk to me. Tell me how you live in reality on 678-439-7419. So before the break, we were talking about all the baby news, right? Well, so it's one. Remember Octomom, the lady who had the 8 kids, and you might remember the pictures were going crazy of this super large belly that she had 8 children, right? She was what did they do? I don't want to say artificially inseminated, but they did vitro pretty much. She had took some eggs out, had them fertilized in the right term. So somebody go call up and correct me. I'm sure text me or something to give me the right ins and outs. Because I am not an OBGYN. I am a reality TV expert. But she had the eggs replaced back into her body, and she ended up having 8 children. The guy who did it, the doctor who was responsible, he was fired, he was barred, and blah 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 because they said he never should have did anything like that. It was so risky. But long story short, the children came out healthy and they are great. So those 8 are turning 14. They made it to 14. So they call it octotuplets. Octuplets? Something of that nature. I'm working on it. It's octuplets. And all 8 of them have turned 14 and they're vegan. I was just interested in that at 14 years old, but they're vegan. But happy birthday, guys, and congratulations, mom. 14 is no easy age. So this was interesting to me to find out that Nadia Solman, that's her name, Octomom's real name is Nada Solman, that she won an AVN award. So I'm like, she won an AVN award for what? I wonder. What's AVN? So AVN awards are Adult Video News Awards. So she won Best Celebrity Sex Tape in 2013. I want to know what the competition was. She won Best Celebrity Sex Tape, and it was called Octomom Alone. So, for it to be called Alone, like I haven't watched it. I don't plan on watching it, but it was just really interesting to me. So this mother of 8, she talked about how she ended up on public assistance by having so many children because she also had 6 children previously before these 8. And so to have those 14 children, how she ended up on public assistance and needed help, she was really ridiculed like a lot. This is well before social media really got a hold of her. But, but she was ridiculed about having so many children and going through such a dangerous process to have additional children in at such a large quantity and to end up on some type of social services. So from there, I guess once she came off of social services in 2012, in 2013, she did a sex tape. But it paid off because she won an award for Best Celebrity Sex Tape in 2013. Again, I gotta go see what the competition was. What's celebrity sex tape category? Is it that many celebrities doing sex tapes? But I guess so. So will Kim K be like the sex tape of all time? Is she like, how they give out awards for, they do the Betty Johnson Award for the best sword or whatever, right? Would Kim K get like her own award and somebody's like, oh, you received the Kim K Lifetime Achievement Award, right? Like we should, between her and Pamela Anderson, because Pamela and Tommy, of course, their sex tape thing kicked off big and Brittany and hers. Oh, speaking of, Paris Hilton used to have one that was called One Night in Paris. I thought that name was hilarious. It was called One Night in Paris. So I have to see if any of these people got their awards or was Octomom's just that much better. I'm gonna find out. I will. We'll talk about it next week. So Kelly Clarkson, our first ever American Idol winner. You guys remember Kelly? Everybody fell in love with Kelly. So to relate to reality TV, we have the American Idol, but she also did the show with the runner-up, and it was Kelly and Justin with Love. Kelly and Jason or Justin? I'll look on the break. It's Googleable. But it was to Kelly and Justin with Love. And back then, that's when producers to get people to watch those type of shows, and they still do it now. They give you the sad story, or they make a love story for you to call in and vote. And so Justin or Jason Guarini was his name, and he was like the second runner up. Little light skinned guy with big curly fro. And I thought he was awesome too. Actually, I voted for him to be the winner. But Kelly ended up winning. We love Kelly. She also has her talk show now. And she's doing amazing and doing great. Well, she has a stalker. And this stalker has been around for the last 10 years. How do you not be able to get rid of a 10-year stalker? And when does it wear off for you? Like, dude, let it go. Well, ma'am, let it go. Come to find out. But Kelly has a stalker who has been arrested 13 times. Isn't that crazy? So her name is Huguette Young. And she started stalking Kelly 10 years ago back in Nashville. This is when Kelly lived in Nashville. And once Kelly moved out to Cali, this young lady moved to Cali too. She's like, oh, well, let me take this gig on the road. You're talking about committed. So Kelly moved from Nashville, so did Miss Young. And so she's in California, still stalking her. Again, she's been arrested 13 times, but this time she was arrested yesterday. She was outside of Kelly's house. They say she comes to the house, she leaves unwanted gifts, and she doesn't send out any alarming, threatening messages as of yet, as of these years, but she does just keep popping up. And she just shows up on to the studio sometimes. She shows up at the house, she leaves gifts. She's not wanted. There's an order of protection that Kelly's taken out on her, a temporary order of protection, and there's a permanent order of protection. What's odd right now, authorities are trying to figure out why does the young lady show up exactly at 8:59? Isn't that crazy? 8:59. What does that represent? So she shows up every time, so all these 12, 13 times at 8:59. And then she's arrested by 9:01. But but they call authorities, they call 911 every time the security spots her out there. They call authorities and the young lady's arrested. Seemingly she's let go every time because she comes back another day. But she is, and we've learned over the years, even back to the Selena situation, that you can't just be so comfortable to just say, well, it's a fan. Oh, they like me a lot. We saw how a fan, oh, they like me so much, actually ended up killing Selena. So it is something to keep on the radar, and I'm glad Kelly's security team is on top of it and they keep a watchful eye. So we're praying for your safety and hoping everything's okay with you, Miss Kelly Clarkson. Britney Spears, she's very familiar with having stalkers and fans, being up close and personal a little bit too much. Let me tell you what happened to Britney. Well, she says Britney, bitch. I love that. So Britney has been wilding for the last year or two, but she's been on social media and she has just been wilding, and fans just feel something's not quite right. They all rooted and cheered on to drop her conservatorship that she had, and when they dropped the conservatorship, and now fans are like, I don't know if that was domestic. So at first we're rooting like, let her be free, free Britney. She can make her own decisions. She's her own woman. And so they let her be free. And now we like, I don't know. Britney might need somebody to wrangle her in. About a week or so ago, she went to dinner and they said she was acting very sporadic, maybe, and that she would laugh in a reason, that she would yell, and she stormed out of the restaurant. So that sparked a lot of attention that some things might not be right with her medically. So now she deleted her Instagram the other day, just out of nowhere, just delete. And she deletes all the time, but I think it's because nothing happened. She just deleted. Usually she deletes after something has provoked her, or there's something that's going on, and then she deletes. She makes a comment. She didn't like what people said. When the Justin Timberlake thing came out, she deleted back then. But this was just random. Britney just one day woke up, pushed delete, and that was it. So fans, talk to the police department. Everyone knows she lives at 1,000 Oaks. It's not confidential or anything. She's in 1,000 Oaks, California. So fans called out to 1,000 Oaks Sheriff's Office and had them go do a wellness check. Can you believe that? Talk about your fans going hard in the paint for you. They had the officers go out there, knock on the door, and do a wellness check 11 p.m. at night. Brittany was fine. She was absolutely fine. She said she was super annoyed that anyone would do that. So if you're a fan of Brittany, she said, don't check up on me like that. Just let me be. Just let me be. I'll be back. And I too will be back. So after these, they say these messages, but after these songs, Mia C will be back. We'll be living more in reality on TKO Radio. 101TKORadio.com.
Morning. However, she was part of the call out, so
And thank you for all of you who are on the page right now. I see you and you see me. Thank you. And for those of you who are not on the page, go over to Facebook. Go to 101 TKO Radio on our Facebook page. You get to watch me live where, and you get to listen to me at the same time, right? I don't know what to say. It's like you in the living room. Since we live in reality, you my cousin. So we just sit on the couch, chit chatting and talking it up. So I had one of the cousins actually caught up, did not want to go on air, and did help me with the Justin Green, Greeny, I think they said it. So, and I forgot all about this. He was a little sweetie. So Dr. Pepper used to have these commercials. So if people reset, I was talking to you guys about Kelly Clarkson, and I was saying that she was the first American Idol, and that there was another contestant they paired her with. Kind of producers made like a love type story out of it, and they went on to have a movie from Justin to Kelly with Love. See, now if I said that, then I would know. And so the name of the second runner-up was Justin Green. He did a Dr. Pepper commercial recently, whereas he was little sweet, and he would show up. He's pint size. He's like very little, and he's like, "Oh, Dr. Pepper." But yes, that was Justin, and she was linked. Kelly was linked to him. Be it real or not, I'm not sure, but that was back when they put together a story, a package to make you want to watch and call in and vote. And they do that a lot on reality shows. They give you a backstory where it's like, I'm here and I'm dancing for my dad. He lost his legs and he couldn't dance, so he would dance through me vicariously. And they'd be like, call up if you want to vote for John at one, So the backstory they gave us to draw us in to American Idol at that time for Kelly was her and Justin. They made them a couple. Anyway, with that said, see, I'm your TV expert, reality TV expert. Just call me up if you got any questions. If you want to talk about it, 678-439-7419. Now, one baby I forgot to talk about was Gucci Mane and Keisha Dior. So the couple are expecting their second child. Now, their first child name is Ice. I've been talking a lot about what they name their children nowadays. So the first baby born in 2020, little baby boy, was named Ice, which is fitting for Gucci Mane, right? And for Keisha, they're really gaudy with that. And they got the big bezel and the bust downs. And so they named the baby Ice. So I'm waiting to see what the baby is going to be named. They did a reveal, and it is a girl. So on Keisha's birthday last week, happy belated birthday, Keisha. Gucci posted Keisha in all pink, and he was like, my beautiful wife, and I can't wait for my baby girl to be here. So how sweet. Congratulations, Gucci Mane. And if you're wondering, the reality show relation is, remember they have the show called The Main Event, right? So in 2017, Gucci and Keisha did a reality show that focused on their wedding. And it led all the way up until the wedding day, and called The Main Event, which was really cute, the play on words there. And it was probably the most extravagant wedding that we've seen in reality TV. So that's where that comes from. So congratulations, Keisha. I love it. They're still lasting. He's gotten out of jail, cleaned himself up, and they are still lasting with no problems at all. I had somebody else ask me about Britney Spears. They were like, they called it on the break and said, how's Britney reality TV? You guys are going to stop challenging me. You don't want this smoke. So Britney and Kevin Federline, if you remember back in 2005, Britney and Kevin Federline did a reality show. It was called Chaotic, and they what was it about? It was their wedding, pretty much. How did they meet? It was like a lot of behind the scenes that it appears that they might have recorded themselves of each other. It was originally supposed to be about Britney's tour she had coming up at that point. It was an Onyx tour that she had coming, but she fell, hurt her knee, the tour got canceled, and they ended up using the footage for a reality show. A lot of critics say she shouldn't do a reality show, that it would kill her career, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward, the show comes out. The show is a mid-success. It didn't get the reviews they were hoping it would, so it wasn't renewed for another season. But yes, Britney and Kevin Federline, the father of her children, did a reality show. It's called Chaotic. It is Googleable. Stop testing me. Well, call me. Text me. I love it. 678-439-7419. whatnot, please go over to our Facebook page. You can talk, you can comment. I am talking to people there as well. Hey, cousins, you guys are all my cousins. But reality show would not be complete without talking about the Kardashians. Remember, we got to keep up with the Kardashians. I was telling you guys that. So Kanye Kardashian, he's a Kardashian at this point. That's what reality show he's on. So there's that. It wasn't called Keeping Up with the West. It was called Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So Kanye Kardashian, we talked about him getting married. His new wife, Sensory, love that name. His new wife, Sensory, they've been spotted out for dinners. Him and North went to dinner with her. They went to Nobu last week together. Now, the thing about calling her a wife, I don't know how I felt to say allegedly or not, but sources are telling us they're married. However, they've yet to still find any filings for a marriage license or whatever. Remember, I told you certain states give you a month or so. Shoot, even watching What's Love Got to Do with you, you find out you can get married down to Tijuana or whatever with no paperwork. Maybe that was a movie. But as of right now, there is no paperwork that shows they're actually married, when they got married, where they got married, but they walk around with their rings on. And he says it's his wife. So good enough for them, good enough for me. So his wife, Sensory. But so they left dinner at Noble with North. Some time has passed. I feel for Kanye, it didn't create enough confusion. So to stir the pot, what does he do? Have you ever gone back to the job that fired you? Like, for what reason? I don't know. Like, if I worked at McDonald's and I was fired out, was giving out too many nuggets, because you best to believe she is going to be hooking you up in any capacity, wherever I work. So, if I'm fired, I've been giving out too many nuggets. I don't want McDonald's anymore. I no longer crave a Big Mac. I'm off that. Let's see what Burger King talking about. But he was fired from Balenciaga, as we all know, the whole crazy thing he had going. And so he was fired from Balenciaga, but that's where he took his new wife shopping. He went on a shopping spree to Balenciaga in Beverly Hills. And they won't disclose exactly how much, but they said it was tens of thousands. He's not sounding really broke to me at this point, but the supposedly broke, not broke, Kanye West went on a shopping spree at Balenciaga after being fired. Why? Why? Surely there's something else you want to buy. But I thought it's just to kind of stir the pot, keep him being noticed, keep us talking about him. No problem, Mr. Kardashian. I got you. I got you. So, but it would be nice to have a shopping spree too, right? It seems as if she's a very stylish woman. All the pictures we've seen of her, she's just as stylish as Kanye made Kim, I feel. And she's already there. Remember, I told you that they met with her actually being a designer for his brand already. So she has some styling sense there already. So I think that's pretty dope. So good job, Miss Soon to be Sensory Kardashian as well. And yes, Sensory is her last name. I just love it so much, so that's what I call her, Miss Sensory. Deal with it. Let's go. Let's go. So, in other Kardashian news, Northwest just landed her first major acting gig. Congratulations, North. There's the claps for you. There, I can kill myself. But yeah, so North was just cast in Paw Patrol 2, the sequel. So North will be playing one of the animated figures, because this is the animation. Remember, I told you just a lot of kid news today. So North is going to be playing one of the animated pups. She'll be doing the voiceovers. Her mom actually did some voiceover in the first movie of Paw Patrol, so I'm sure it wasn't that hard for her to get them to do something with North. And North is making a name for herself now on her own on social media. Everybody stands and waits for when North logs in and see what she's gonna say. But so Kim will be working on this project for Paw Patrol, the sequel, along with North. North is only 9 years old and she's landed her first acting gig, so that's amazing. Congratulations. Back in 2021, when Kim did the first one, she went on her, you do the promo, the press, and you have to talk to everybody about it. And she said that this was one of the most important roles to her because her children love Paw Patrol, and that she felt they would be most impressed by this gig than all her other gigs. And so, no surprise there that she wanted to bring out North to do this with her. So, It'll be like bring your daughter to work day. Congratulations. Awesome. Little side note. This one was so to me. I'm watching TV the other day, and it's a show called The Worst Cooks in America. Okay, and people nominate people to come on there, and oh, this person can't boil a hot dog. Oh, they're so bad. Whatever. And it's The Worst Cooks. And I'm looking like this lady looks real familiar. It's on Food Network. This lady looks familiar. I know her. Who is she? And her name is Tessica, right? And I'm like, Tessica Brown. What do I know Tessica Brown? Tessica Brown. Gorilla Glue Girl. How is she on Food Network? But I guess they say all publicity is good publicity. So Tessica has managed to earn her a spot on America's Worst Cook. I think she's probably America's Worst hairdresser, right? We remember the glue incident. The young lady thought she was using a temporary hold glue for her hair, a temporary hold glue that would connect her extensions. There you go. Would connect her extensions to her head for her to put in her own weave. If she was putting it up into a ponytail and she thought she was using a brand that was safe for hair, she ended up using the Gorilla Glue that's industrial glue that advertised we can glue anything. And it ended up gluing her hair to her scalp. And it was a big thing about it. I'm sure you've heard about it all over social network. A couple of doctors came out with different remedies on how to help solve the situation because the water alone it doesn't wash out. I understand this is industrial glue. The only time Gorilla Glue does not work is when I need to glue something together. That's the only time Gorilla Glue does not work. But I thought that was interesting. So you can check her out over there on America's Worst Cooks, and she's on the Food Network. But stay right here, lock and loaded. I'm going to tell you guys about whose daughter was just arrested for shooting at a car the other day. So this is Mia C. We're living in reality. This is 101 TKO Radio. was really interested in that whole AVN, the Adult Video News Award. I was really interested in those whole best celebrity winners, best celebrity sex tape. And I came across a couple of reality stars who have won. Tia Tequila. Do you guys remember Tia Tequila? She did a shot at love on VH1. It was very reminiscent of Flavor of Love. And she had the guys in the house, but she liked guys and girls. So she was the first person to do that. She had guys and girls in the house because she was bisexual. And they all vied at a spot with her. So Tia Tequila, she was already doing porn or whatever. She'd already been known in that industry. And she got the show on VH1. But she won in 2014 an AVN award. And Farrah Abrams from Teen Mom, she's too been nominated for one of those best celebrity sex tapes. I was just really interested in that. So, any, money, mo, I got two stories that I'm really into right now. I got to pick which one. So, I can either do T.I. and Tiny about their lawsuit, or I can tell you about the shooting. Hmm. Let's talk about the shooting. Ha. Okay, so because I love Rich Dollars, let me tell you a little background about Rich Dollars. Rich, you guys know Rich Dollars from Love and Hip Hop, the flagship, the first shows when it started up there in New York. You had Chrissy and all of them, Olivia, Rich Dollars. That's how we first met him. Now he's just synonymous with the franchise. He goes everywhere they need him. If they need him over in Cali, he goes to the Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. If they need him in Atlanta, he's gonna Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. If they need him at the Family Union, he's gonna Love and Hip Hop Family Union. And now we linked him a whole lot to Erica Mena and blah 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 blah. But Rich Dollars came to us with a flagship originally, so he has a name for himself in the music industry a while back, and he did a lot with the Bad Boys and doing a lot of promotion and things of that nature. And so that's how he ended up on the show when it originally came out and had a music focus. So anyway, Rich Dollars, you've seen his daughter and his baby mama on the show before. So his daughter Ashley Trowles. If you remember when Rich came on the show with his baby mama, I don't like baby mama. Let's say what's another term? The mother of his children, his daughter's mother. But she came on the show and she had some legal troubles going on, and Richie was going to help her with those issues with getting a lawyer and what was going to happen to his daughter watching you go through this. So the mother had been arrested for shooting her husband. She said that the husband had been physically abusive to her, mentally and emotionally as well, and had been physically abusive to her. And she shot him. They got into an altercation. She shot him. He did not die. However, she was arrested. And so she was going to court. And one of the charges was like an attempted murder type deal, definitely an aggravated assault charge. And Rich was talking to her and telling her that some of the decisions she had been making were bad. And that's how she ended up there in that place. And my daughter is here and she's saying all these things. And I think the daughter was a young teen at that time. And so he started trying to build more relationship with his daughter. So the daughter actually appeared on the show several times, multiple seasons, with Rich showing himself as a father who's trying to help keep his daughter onto the right path. Well, Ashley, Miss Ashley Trowles, she has a baby now by a gentleman named Demaya Tatum. Okay, Tatum, like Channing Tatum. So Demaya and Tatum and Ashley have a child together. And I guess there's been some toxicity in that relationship because there is a restraining order in place. So Ashley first day at work at Kroger as a Kroger gas station as a security guard. They Ashley is working. It was her first day at work at the Kroger gas station as a security guard. She says at about midnight, a car pulls up. The father of her son is there, pulls up, and he's with his friend Michael Yates, and she feared for her safety. She said she tried to get away, she tried to run, but when one of them appeared to have grabbed a gun, she grabbed her gun and she shot into the car. Nobody was striking her that we know of as of right now. You know, when you're doing wrong, you get hurt, you don't always go straight to the hospital. But the police came out. She called 911. She let them know what happened. She did let them know that she had discharged her weapon. But plot twist, the friend, Michael, comes up while the police is there. And he's like, no, we weren't going to harm her. We weren't going to bother her. We were here to give her some money. And the police decided to arrest her. Yeah, there's a whole restraining order in place, but she was arrested. And once everything she said truly checked out, that there was a restraining order, she showed that she did not contact, she did not ask for any money, any assistance for them to be up there. She was surprised that they even knew where she worked because this is something they kept secret because she's in somewhat hiding from her children's father. And the police went ahead and released her on her own recognizance. So I'm happy that she was released. I'm happy that she's safe, and I'm actually happy that the young men weren't killed. However, when we got these order of protections, people, that means leave us alone. Leave her alone. So some people on social media are saying like mother, like daughter. I feel like good household raising. Then you taught her how to protect herself because if she's working at this gas station at the Kroger at night by herself, as late as midnight, she has an order of protection, and this gentleman just would not leave her alone. They came up there. She feared for her safety. She said she ran away. They're in a car. They even put the name on the car. It was a Cadillac CTS. Why do we need to know that? I don't know. Would that have made a difference if they pulled up in a Honda Accord? But they were in a Cadillac CTS, and she shot at them. And that's the only way she felt safe, and the only way she felt she could protect herself. So she was compared to her mother, Miracle, like I said, who was arrested in 2018 for shooting her husband. Now, if you wonder what happened to Miracle, because that was the whole big thing, they left us hanging on Love and Hip Hop. We never got to see what happened when they went to court and all that, but it was dismissed. The case was dismissed, citing that it was in self defense. So Miracle was able to get those charges dismissed, get back some normalcy in her life. Rich is still supposedly active with Ashley. And now that this has happened, I'm sure they'll be addressing this as a family and they do the whole let's keep this privately, even though they're reality TV people, but allow us some privacy with our family during this time. So, with that, hope everything goes well. Ashley, I'm praying for you to be safe and secure. Rich, keep an eye over your daughter. And Miracle Girl, that's right. Amen. Hallelujah. You tell her how to protect herself. You want to talk about some parents protecting their children? Do you guys remember when T.I. from T.I. and Tiny, the Family Hustle? Do you guys remember when T.I. talked about how he goes to the OBGYN with his daughter? You guys remember that? And he says that he takes his daughter to the OBGYN. He goes to all her appointments and he made sure, I can't remember the way he said it, but he was like, she doesn't ride a horse, she doesn't do something, so the hymen should be in check. What? But he goes and he had the doctor, he says he would have the doctor check her hymen and make sure that she was still a virgin, that her hymen was in check every time. I didn't believe it the first time I heard it. I'm like, no, he doesn't. T.I. does not do that. And a doctor can't tell you. You know, I know from experience, they ask you to walk out the room when a child is of a certain age. So she's 14, 15. They don't let daddy stand up in there while they see if a hymen is still there and then give him a report on it. Not true. But it sounded cute to say on the show. Once he got ridiculed and he got drugged, and I tell you, they dragged him for that. Then he came out and he was like, hey, it was just a joke. Of course, I don't do that. I'm not that overprotective. Okay. So he says it was a joke. But they wanted to use that in the lawsuit. Now, let's flash back to last week when I told you guys about the lawsuit that T and Tiny had against MGA. Did I ever tell you guys about when I met T and Tiny? I'm gonna have to remember to tell you guys about that. Anyway, hey neighbor. But so T.I. and Tiny were suing MGA Entertainment over those LOL surprise dolls. If you have a daughter, you know all about these LOL surprise dolls. It was the thing to have. Every child wanted these. So Ti and Tiny, they sued MGA and said that the LOL surprise dolls had too much of a likeness of the OMG girls. Okay, you remember the OMG girls I talked about? Tiny put that group together and had Reginae, who was Lil Wayne's daughter, had Reginae Carter in it, along with their daughters, and um, the group did pretty well. Tiny was managing them. She took them on tour a little bit. They did the television show. They had the pink hair, the purple hair, the green hair. It was really spunky. They would wear tutus with the chunky Converse shoes. It was just a look. It was a whole vibe. They had a whole vibe, a whole look going on about themselves. Whoever styled it and came up with it did a dope job. It was a great concept. And so MGA Entertainment came out with the OMG Girls type looking dogs, right? And so these dogs came out, and Tiny said, "Hey, that's too much in our likeness," and they sued. They sued, and so one of the attorneys wanted to be able to use that information of Ti and put it into court, and it was deemed not admissible because why? Why did it matter whether he was joking or not about going to the OBGYN with his daughter or not? Why would it matter? So the judge deemed it inadmissible and they will not be using it in court. But I'm going to leave you hanging a little bit longer to tell you what did happen in court. Okay? So this is Mia C for Living in Reality. This is some little music you're going to listen to right here on 101 TKO Radio. Uh-oh, I didn't get the applause. I was pausing for the applause. So if you're at home, I need you to clap for me right now. Woo! I also need you to log on over to our Facebook page and check us out there. You can see me live. I'm not doing anything. I'm not that exciting, I don't think, but woo, you get to see me live. And you get to listen to me all at the same time. So that's 101 TKO Radio, and that's on Facebook. I just found out it's a YouTube page too, right? How did you just find out, Mia? I don't know. But I just found out you can go over on YouTube and watch us as well. So that's another way. And it's not just me. The radio station has a pool of talented personalities. I talk about Tashawn on the mailroom. There's Wit. It's Caprice, classically Caprice. Last night the Flex show was dope, guys. I just want to let you guys know that I thought the show was so good last night. You guys had April Love on there, and that's somebody I actually want to talk to about the whole reality TV thing. And before you say, well, Mia, tell us, nope, you should have been listening. So from now on, don't miss out. So go to the website, 101tkoradio.com. You'll see the list of personalities. You'll see our shows that we have, what we talk about, what we're doing, and you can just keep up with us. Okay? Period. But I'm ESC. Keep up with me. Living in reality. And now, before the break, I was talking to you guys about T.I. and Tiny's lawsuit. They sued MG Entertainment, and they're saying that they took the likeness of the OMG girls and made the LOL Surprise girls. I told you how they wanted to put into evidence for whatever reason about what T.I. said on the show, the T.I. and Tiny Family Hustle. The show they did, T.I. was talking about he went to the OBGYN with his daughter to make sure her hymen was still in check, blah, 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 blah. They wanted to include that in the lawsuit MGA Entertainment did. I don't know why, but it was deemed to be inadmissible, so can't be included. So there's that, period. They also wanted to include some of his rap lyrics. We hear that they're doing that a lot lately. So they wanted to include some of his rap lyrics. They wanted to talk about his felony charges that he's had before, be it the drug case, be it the guns, and it was all deemed inadmissible. It had nothing to do at all with whether those dolls look like the OMG girls. Like, let's stay focused, people. That's the grant. They love to do that. I absolutely hate that. So they deflect into another area. But let me tell you what happened. So a young lady was on the stand. And this sentence, this is the one sentence. I did not want to support a company that steals from African Americans and their ideas. That's all she said. I did not want to support a company that steals from African Americans and their ideas. That's it. And they deemed it to be a mistrial. Why? Why? What made that a mistrial? I'm not sure, but unfortunately, so bad news for T.I. and Tiny. The lawsuit is thrown out currently, and it has a mistrial. Now, with the mistrial, they're able to bring it back to trial again. Will that happen? Usually it doesn't. I really hope Tiny doesn't let this slide and go by the wayside, because I do feel that these large corporations need to be held accountable. You will be surprised how many corporations are making money off of the hip hop community. It may be in a situation that they're not able to make money for themselves off of it. There's a situation looming right now. She's not reality, so I won't go heavy on it. But a lady named Shay Jones, she pitched an idea to HBO about a show, and HBO told her, no, it's no way, African American woman. They told her absolutely no way that it can be done, and now they came out with the show. So I can't dive deep into that. It's not reality, but as it relates to T.I. and Tiny, I really hope that Tiny doesn't take this lightly and just go sit down somewhere. She's going to need to bring this back to trial, because a simple sentence of, I did not want to support a company that steals from African Americans and their ideas, created a mistrial. A mistrial. So, and this was a multi-million-dollar lawsuit case of T.I. and Tiny suing MK Entertainment. The young lady who took the stand, I'm not sure her relevance in the case, but once she said that, it was cause to stop. The jurors all decided that it should be a mistrial. Judge agreed, and it was thrown out. Just that simple. Like I said, though, they had been trying to dig up a lot of dirt. They wanted to use the whole hymen comment that Ti made. They wanted to include his drugs and his lyrics and his felony charges and things like that. So they definitely already had a plan out for that. So, so good luck, Ti. Good luck, Tiny, and hopefully you can stop this from happening in the future. I told you guys before, somebody I think who needed to be stopped, and nobody is helping Christian and Blueface. They're back at it again. I only talk on her really light because I definitely feel there's a mental health issue there. There's, which probably has some drugs there too, right? Mental health usually leads to somebody treating themselves, and they do that with illegal drugs. So it's probably some drug usage there as well. But now she's in a wedding store yesterday. And she tried on wedding dresses and she buys one. Now she's already announced to us that she was pregnant. She's already done that. So they've gone from their fighting, their arrest, him putting her out, her moving back in, a restraining order, the police coming. They just had so many shenanigans, okay? Then she says, hey, I'm pregnant. And then it turns into a fight the other day. She's fighting two women while she's trying to get Blueface out of the car with them, into the car with her, all while pregnant. And now, yesterday, she walks into a wedding shop, buys a wedding dress, and says she's getting married tomorrow. And now I don't know if tomorrow's today, tomorrow, or it's tomorrow. I'm going to assume tomorrow, on Friday. But she says she's getting married. And I'm rooting for her. I keep telling y'all, I only use my tyrant voice for her. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. But she rose to fame on the Betty's Club. Again, now Nunn and Tanisha, they pitched the idea. They did a show called Betty South on the Zeus Network. And she's kind of, I guess, the star, if you will, for negative reasons. But she is the star of the show. Her name is synonymous with the show. Blueface, he was a rapper. He had the song Buzz Down, Tatiana. Let me see you buzz down. I'm not doing the dance. So I know some of you guys saw me the other day. I'm not doing it today. I'm sitting down. So it's sit down, Mia Mia. Sit down, Mia Mia. But so he rose to fame with that. And unfortunately, that's all his career is stagnant because of all the toxicity that they have in their relationship. They're not able to flourish and grow and be known for anything else. But she says she's getting married tomorrow. Congratulations, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Well, so I figure it out. You maybe. Okay, a little bit of clap. A little bit of clap. I gotta get a one. You got one? Absolutely. Now you know once you played that for me, I'm gonna have to keep finding reasons to have that sound effect. So, well, while I play with Nelson to see which sound effects we have here, you guys continue to enjoy some tunes. And I'll be right back. So you're listening to Mia C as we're living in reality on 101 TKO Radio. but this one in particular is the one I always use as my I met Ti and Tiny story. So Ti, I'm at the airport waiting to pick somebody up. I really don't even remember who, but I'm sitting at the airport and I'm just waiting. That's when they used to let you wait outside. And I'm sitting there and I see this guy, but his haircut is a little messed up. So I'm like, it looks like Ti, but it can't possibly be Ti. That fade ain't fading. But I'm looking. And my son loves the kid. Okay, he loves Ti. And I'm staring and I'm like, I think it might be Ti. And then I finally see Tiny walks over, and you cannot deny Tiny. When you see Tiny, you know it's Tiny. Tiny looks just like Tiny. Okay. And so I saw her, be good or bad. And I saw her and was like, okay, so it is Ti. So I walk over to him and I'm like, hey, Tip, can I get a quick picture? I won't blow up the spot. I always say that. I won't blow up the spot for everybody to run over here. You can just do a quick picture. My son loves you, and I can send it to him. She, no. We tired. We don't want to do no pictures. And I'm thinking, well, that's fine because I didn't want you to do a picture. So you get your rest. You're tiny. Tiny, you go ahead and you have a seat and get some rest. I want to talk to Tip over here. But thank you, boo. Thank you, girl. And go ahead and make an escape. But he was just like, no, not at this time. He was very nice. She wasn't. And he was very nice about it. And I gave them their peace, their privacy, and I walked away rolling my eyes. That's how we do. Like whatever, you ain't all that. But I walked away rolling my eyes. But he really was nice about it. He was just like, let your son know that I think of him for supporting me, and all that mess. I didn't want to hear it because he didn't take a picture. But that was my Ti and Tiny story. Now we ended up moving, and I live very, very close to Tip. Okay, so I live very close to Tip. So now we see them all the time, and his son King is just as rude, if not ruder. Ran into him, and it had some unpleasantries of exchanges. But we run into Ti. We see him. He's very nice. We usually run into each other at the gas station. That's so funny and ironic. And my son has gotten to talk to him now and ran into him at the gas station. His life has moved on, and they smiled and shook hands and laughed with each other and everything. So, hey Ti, hey Ty, hey neighbor, hey neighbor. But so I wanted to give you guys my Ti story before I get out of here, because I don't think I give you guys enough of how great this station is. Okay, I want to tell you guys about Classically Caprice. I want to tell you guys about Whitney. So tonight, once I get off the air, it's gonna be some great music stuff playing. We have an awesome music department up here that chooses the music, and the vibe is vibing all the time. Even when there's not a personality, the vibe is vibing. You gotta trust me on this. I rock to it, even when I'm in my car and at home. So from 8 to 10 tonight, we're gonna have Get Into It. Yes, Get Into It, and that's gonna be Whitney. She deserves it. Get into it, okay? And she comes on tonight from 8 to 10. And she'll be doing a little bit of the Throwback Thursday. They do some throwback music, so that's a good vibe to hear some of the old school tunes. She interacts with callers, and you can help pick out some of the music you want to hear and things of that nature. So that's Get Into It from 8 to 10. And then after that, you get from 10 to 12, Classically Caprice. And she's a vibe altogether. You will love Caprice. So when she comes on air tonight, tune in and listen from 10 to 12. So they'll set it off from 8 to 10 with Get Into It, from 10 to 12, Classically Caprice. And they follow me every Tuesday and Thursday. So you get to live in reality, you get to get into it, and you get Classically Caprice, all on your Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I thank you guys for listening to me over here on 101 TKO Radio. Now, I was thinking about how could I help Krishan, Betty South. Remember, I just got done talking about Krishan. I'm rooting for you, her. Do you guys remember Charm School? Monique did a show a while ago, and it was called Charm School, because that's when reality TV had really just like gotten into the forefront, and there was a lot of negativity behind it. Why are these women acting this way? They're really sexualized. They're fighting, and it was just a lot of negativity. And the way they were carrying themselves, they were scantily dressed, as the people said. And so Monique developed a show called Charm School, where she would take some of those ladies that was on like Flavor of Love and bring them onto the show and I Love New York and help teach them how to have better etiquette. And she talked in multiple areas. Now, it was a reality show. And so some of the stuff became comical, whatever, and became trashy on its own. However, the premise of it, I think, still holds a base. I don't think it need to be too churchy or too preachy or too bossy. But I think they need to do something of that nature. Maybe not call it charm school, but like rehabilitation thought academy. I know. Well, you help taste some of these thoughts because some girls got the wrong impression. They think you rise to fame with the whole Instagram thing, right? You got to be half naked, blah 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 blah. You have to talk this way and do these things. You know, like even down for young Miami to come out and tell us that she like being peed on. Stop it. Stop it. And so maybe if it was one of those type of shows to try to help, it's like an outreach to try to show that you don't have to do that. It can still have success. I don't know who would head it up. Monique definitely can't head up too much now. I'm gonna have to think over that this weekend. So that's gonna be my homework to think of who can head up charm school. Before I get out here, I'm gonna tell you what your homework is. So you guys, your homework is going to be to watch like the situation and Diddy. You're gonna go ahead and watch them over there with the whole family vacation, the Jersey Shore family vacation coming back. That's gonna be your homework. You're gonna watch Married at First Sight. We have that going. Oh my goodness, I have so much to talk about that when we come back on Tuesday. So be prepared for us to get involved with that and get into it. The Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. That's what we're gonna have to get ready for. The looks have been already posted. They're doing blue, and you should see the girls are killing it in their blue. So the Real Housewives of Potomac, we get to hear everything that Karen had to say, what's going on with Chris and those blue eyes. Like, what's the truth of everything that happened with that? So be prepared so we can talk about those things. We're also gonna start getting ready for Basketball Wives that's coming back in a minute. I can't wait for Basketball Wives to show back up. And the Ultimatum is showing back up. So I know. Nelson is looking at me like, why do you know this stuff? Why are you watching this stuff? Because I live in reality. I'm your TV show expert, Mia. So I want to shout each and every one of you guys out who took your time to listen to me today. How they say you could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here with me. And I am thankful and appreciative of it. Go over to the 101 TKO radio page on Facebook and you can look at me. Next time, maybe I'll be dressed. Maybe today I'm kind of dressed down. I have a sweatshirt. I still really cold. So I have on my sweatshirt and I got on my ball cap. Next time, maybe I need to come up here dressed to the nines or something. Since they're gonna be looking dressed to the nines, you think? No,
Yeah, why not?
I'll probably get a ball cap. And my Crocs. I do have on my Crocs. Everyone knows me and my Crocs. So I do have on my Crocs today. But I want to tell you guys, thank you for listening and rocking with me and always being supportive. You are just like one of my cousins. My cousins are the most supportive people I know. I am thankful and blessed for them, and I'm so glad you guys are now family and you guys are now my new cousins. And so I look forward to being here and talking to you guys and living in reality again and living out this dream. I'll be here Tuesday from 2 to 4:30 Eastern Time. And my Chi-Town peeps, and not just my Chi-Town peeps, it's more people on Central Time Zone than just Chicago. Okay? But on Central Time Zone is gonna be from 1 to 3:30 p.m. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys for taking that time out to listen to me. But as I always say, I'm out. Bye bye.